Hi there. First of all, I apologise for not uploading any videos for the past 10 days or so, but I have been busy with some personal matters, separation and so on. So unfortunately, I had to deal with that. So I didn't have much time to make videos. So, there you go. I've also been looking after my garden, growing my tomatoes and other vegetables as well. Trying to be healthy, so, it's not a bad thing. Anyway, things that I'll be talking about in this video. So I'll be talking about my personal sort of like slight eating habits, my daily exercise habit, and how I'm sort of like trying to improve that and turning it from just something I do into a habit, so that after I sort of like stop with this Mounjaro diet, I'll be able to carry on with those as it will sort of feel natural to me. I'll then talk a bit about my dosage and pen, my weekly numbers, my numbers after the 8 weeks or so that I've been doing the Mounjaro diet for, and my plans for the future. So we'll start off with what I eat and what I drink every day. So first of all, I'd like to mention that I'm not really getting that many side effects, if at all, to be honest. But that's because I'm on quite a low dose still, but I'm not very hungry. So I haven't really, not only am I not hungry, but I haven't got the need. I used to sort of like, excuse sort of like going out to buy, let's say, a chocolate bar in the evening because I had to walk to the shop. So I sort of like evened it out for me. But I haven't actually sort of like wanted to eat a chocolate bar since I started on Mounjaro. I've had a cream egg in my fridge for the past eight and a half weeks now, which I haven't touched. So I'm not eating or drinking anything that's sort of like non-dietary at the moment. So no snacks, no sort of like chips, crisps, burgers. Okay, I did have a couple of burgers during the past 8 weeks when I went out with my dad and with my son, but that's besides the point. But not on a constant basis. I'm not having any sort of like chocolate bars, Mars bars, those sort of things, drinks. So really, I'm trying, and I haven't. I'm sort of trying, but I haven't actually had the need to do it. So on the one hand, I am trying not to do it because I can do it, obviously, if I want to, but I'm trying not to simply because, I don't really want to. And if I don't want to, then, I used to have a need to do it, to, let's say, have a Mars bar in the evening or something sweet after I had my dinner or something, but now I don't. So, that's that. I've also reduced my intake of water from 3 litres to 2.5 litres, simply because 3 litres was just a bit too much for me, and I just find it a bit hard to carry on with that. So I've reduced that to 2.5 now, and it seems fine. I also, at the beginning, I was a bit worried about not having enough protein. So I went out and I bought protein bars and protein shakes and all this sort of stuff. But I didn't really like them very much. They weren't very tasty to me. So I just stopped really eating them. Fortunately, my son really likes them for some reason. He's 12, and he quite likes, obviously, the bars and the shakes. So, I do make them for him. So they're not actually going to waste. But I don't like them myself. So unless I sort of feel that I haven't had enough protein, then, I'm not going to bother taking those anymore. As far as exercise is concerned, I do about, well, I started off with doing 2 push-ups per day in the morning. I'm now up to about 30 to 35. So, that's got better over the past few weeks. And I'm quite happy with that. On top of that, I also do a minimum of 30 minutes of walking, but I try and do more. So if I've got time and the weather allows it, then I'll do 45 minutes to an hour of walking. And I also do a bit of cycling from time to time, again, only if there's good weather, and I have the time. So, that's quite nice and that's quite good. Apart from that, I also do I'm supposed to either do every day, and I've got an app for this that reminds me to do like my push-ups in the morning and my drinking and my eating, and so it reminds me of everything. So my medication, it's really good, it's really helpful, because when I go to sleep I say, well, I haven't actually done this, so I go and do that. It's normally sort of taking some medication or whatever. And one of the things that I've put together is I've put walking and cycling as one, so I can either do that or one or the other. And I've also put either doing some band work, like with pulling on bands, or some lifting weights. Again, trying to build up my muscle. And so I have sort of like done that quite regularly. So basically, I'm doing 3 things every day. I'm sort of walking, I'm lifting weights and slightly doing bands when I can, and I'm also doing push-ups in the morning. So those are the 3 things I do, and I do those almost every day. So that's quite good, and I can see that at least my arms are sort of getting a bit stronger and feel it as well. So anyway, I'll move on to my weekly numbers. So strangely this week, or last week rather, I weighed in on Sunday. I had my dad over from Spain come to visit me, where he lives at the moment. So I was trying not to eat too much, though we did, as I said, go out once and have a burger. And strangely, I lost 1.7 kilos or 3.7 pounds, which is a lot more than I normally lose. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I'm expecting that next week it will average out and I'll lose a bit less. So there you go. But anyway, so now that I have been on Mounjaro for about 2 months, or in fact about 2 months and 3 days as of my last weigh-in, I am on to about 3 milligrams of Mounjaro every 6 days. I'm on my 2nd pen, and I've completely stopped using the little syringes or the little needles that came included with the pen when I got onto my 2nd pen, and I'm just using small syringes that I bought from the internet. And for the first one, for the first syringe, or the first pen rather, I was able to get 6 doses out of that. Which was a lot more than the 4 that was recommended, so that was quite good. I was quite happy with that. So basically I got the golden dose plus 1, and I've done the calculation, and I'll get 8 doses out of my 2nd pen, as opposed to 4, so it's twice as much. But I'm doing it every 6 days, not every 7 days. But even so, it's a lot more than I was expecting and that I should have done. So I've completely sort of like blown the golden dose and every recommendation out the window, and that is probably because I know it's because I'm taking a much smaller dose at the moment. So where most people, because I've taken like 6 doses and now I've taken another 6 and I've got another 2 left, so that's 12 doses I've taken so far. So by now, people who follow the recommendation from Eli Lilly would be on 7.5 milligrams. I'm still on 3, and it's still working. I'm still losing weight, so I'm quite happy with that. So overall, since I started, I've lost a little over 9 kilograms, which is about 20 pounds or 20.5 pounds, which is a bit more than I expected. And I'm very, very happy with that. I've never ever had any sort of response to a diet like this before, so I'm very, very happy with that, and I'm obviously going to keep it up. My lean body mass has gone up by 4.3%, so that means that I'm becoming obviously less fat and more muscle. And then if I look at the muscle and the fat percentages, then my muscle percentage has gone up by 4.1%, and my fat has gone down by 4.4%. So again, it proves that I am getting the protein that I need, and I'm getting the exercise I need in order to sort of like push up the muscle and pull down the the fat content of my body. And what that really means is that overall, I probably lost more than sort of like 9.5 kilos had I not been building up the muscle, but I am. So if you take, I mean, if I was like 110 kilograms, which is like 230-ish or 40 pounds at the beginning of my diet, then 4% of that is quite a lot, really, and all that is in muscle. So I'm quite happy with that. And my BMI is just over 30 now, so I'm just slightly obese. But hopefully by next week, by the next weighing on Sunday, or at worst the week after that, I'll be under that, and then I won't be obese anymore. So I'm very, very happy with that, because obviously there's a lot of health benefits to that, and obviously I'll feel better. Though having looked at the mirror, as you do, I don't see the sort of response that I was looking for. I thought if I'd lose this much weight, that I would sort of like, you know, I'd look a lot slimmer than I do. And I can't really see it properly. So I've probably decided to lose as much as I have once again. So probably another 10 kilos or another 10%. So overall, it'll be about 20% that I'll have lost for as long as that takes me. But hopefully it'll take me, you know, if I do about 1 kilo a week, or 2.2 pounds a week, or 2 pounds a week, or 1 to 2 pounds a week, then, you know, it'll probably take me about 10 to 15 weeks, allowing for, you know, unforeseen instances and stuff. But you know, within that time, I'll have lost, so basically it'll be about 20 to 25 weeks. I'll have lost about 20% of my body weight, which I'm very pleased with. Or, well, I will be if I manage to lose it by the winter. And obviously by the winter, I will probably slow down a bit on my, at least walking. I'll be doing no cycling outside, so I might be doing some indoor cycling, and a bit of walking, or they might switch actually, because I might do more cycling because it's rainy and cold outside, so I might do some indoor cycling. So, you know, so when I'm on maintenance, I need to keep that up, in case, you know, I need to, I drop off obviously the large amounts of Mounjaro, and I'm hoping that, you know, when I go on to maintenance, which will be either sort of taking a very small amount of Mounjaro, or not taking any at all, or starting off with taking a small amount and then moving on to not taking any at all, my habits will remain. So I won't be snacking as much, I won't be as addicted to sugar as I used to be, and I'll want to exercise, or I will exercise, and I'll have more vegetables. So, you know, overall, I'm quite happy with the whole thing, and I hope that it carries on last. So that's it for now. I still am going to do a video about the pens and how I do the injections, but that's probably going to be later on in the week, or maybe early next week. I don't know, I keep on promising that, but there you go. And I'll also take a picture of my tomatoes and my little vegetable garden and show it to you. So there you go. So have a great one. Good luck with your own weight loss. Keep positive, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.